No, I
Not,
follow one of the people that I found in TikTok. Like speaking, his name is like Nin Nerd or something Enlil, but he was speaking and saying that like he was the Messiah, and speaking on how we saying that we were Sabians, and I told him like no, we're not, like we wasn't claiming Sabians, and trying to say that the name Amun Rayay was Sabian.
Yeah, that's incorrect, actually. So the reason why, by the way, that's Messiah Al-Mahdi they talking about. He's a well-known fraud of Nuwapu. So definitely steer clear of him if you see him. He's also called House of Enlil and School of Tahuti and a couple other names he goes by too. So be careful with him. But no, he was correct. That is a Sabian term. Rayay is specifically a Sabian term. It means son.
Do teach language. If you said you were interested in the language under I'm sorry to tell you this too, because you was in the wrong place with Naya Messiah Almighty. That's not my brother or anything like that at all. He was Nubic, and that's because he's more inclined into Arabic, and that's what he was learning while he was in the feds all those years. While Pops was locked up, you know, he was in the feds and he came out, and I guess he wanted to monetize and figure out a way to look like he was some imperial supreme grand master, which is you know, basically he's a fluke, a cloak, and he's teaching Nubic. Okay, this is not Nuwabic or the mystery language that the master teacher gave us before he got kidnapped.
Right? They also say Shemish, but they also refer to the sun as Rayay. And the reason why is because it's a distinction from what Ray means. It's not the same thing. You get what I'm saying? Rayay is a physical sun. It's not the consciousness of the most high being, right? Or God in flesh as you're claiming to be. That's not what that is. But y'all didn't know that. You feel me? Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C. And I mean, I think we're good. Oh, yeah, we can show the hieroglyph. Yeah. And we can see that Ray represents a physical being based on what we're seeing in the hieroglyphs, right? Versus the sun, Ray, or Rayay, or Rayu, totally different thing. You did?
Now I was explaining to him it's not, and it was like it's inside the book and it's inside the word, and he don't got no name inside of there. And then he was trying to say his name, and he was trying to, like, he didn't have no proof or nothing. He was just yapping.
I mean, all things considered, bro. Yeah, he got a lot more proof than y'all. And no, he not who he claimed to be, but he got a lot more proof than y'all. One, he actually understands doctrine enough to actually pimp it, right? That's the first thing. Second thing, he knows that Ninoitai is one of the messiahs of the ancient scrolls. Y'all don't know that. It's in the holy tablets, in fact. You talking about it's written in the book, what, Patarak, a Sabian doctrine? The hereafter doctrine? That what y'all talking about? You ain't talking about the holy tablets, right? Because his name's in there, Amun Rayay's not. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right.
none of them do because I'm the only Messiah. None of them have any proof. They're just talking heads. But what I'm saying is this. Yeah, well, no. I got a video from him sent to me last night by Walt.
Right.
That's right. And he was saying the opposite of what you're saying. He was saying that Amun Ray is the real Messiah. All right? So you might have got one that was before that or after that, but the one I heard personally, he was saying the very opposite of that. But what you were telling me last night on the phone, Ivory, is that the people in that house of who and Abraham, that they were teaching that I was the real Messiah. And we were the real 144,000. I heard you right?
Yes, sir. What you heard whenever I was in the Sabians, like their webinar class, when I first joined, and then they were talking about, whenever I asked them, who's Amun Ray, and do they know this and that, and then they were saying, claiming that was a title, and saying that, like, yeah, he could be a Messiah, but they were saying that they have their Messiah, and then, what is it called? If that's a case, and then they can claim to be a Messiah.
Now, Zybri, which I think is the Saru Ankamun, right? If that Sabian told you that, they're 100% correct. The savior, rather, not Messiah, of the Sabians would be Padnabab Yanun. You can't change that from them, and I don't really care to. That's their savior, who cares? But that same Padnabab Yanun or Malachi Z. York told us back in the 90s that Amun was within us, and thus the Messiah was us. And that's part of one of the things I like about the Sabians. They will affirm this to this day. They will tell you, we are the Messiah. We are those supreme beings that were being talked about. I respect that. You did? Because all the shit that we could throw at Wusabat, that's one of the things that we miss or get slipped under the rug and whatnot. That's Nuwapu. That's real Nuwapu. You did?
And then
They
that's
don't
when
have a
all start
Messiah.
praying.
Father Bavianu said he's not the Messiah, and he said none of
That's
his
right.
children are. So that's it.
So,
But they
it's the
don't
same
want to
thing as the
accept
double
the
law.
reality. That's all. Because nobody's in the scriptures, and all the Pataraks and audio tapes or letters from him, and nobody definitely has any spiritual evidence of healing cancers and AIDS and COVID and moving stars and lighting up in auras and doing the things that I do. So that's it right there. They're just talking. That's it. And that the last of the 12 elders would be the word and power of Anu, who will perform miracles greater and more glorious than all the previous ones. All the previous ones. You understand? So now, I don't know how many of you all been around long enough, maybe Sky, Amanda, to remember Man of Many Miracles. You remember that part 1 and part 2, Amanda?
Faintly.
Yeah. Well, I have them. And in part 1, on page 108, there's a brother named Amin Old Abdullah Muhammad. His English name was Ernest Wright. This was in May of 1975. And he writes, I remember one night when a few of us were standing together on Bushwick Avenue, in Brooklyn. And Imam Isa, that's Malachi, said to Sadiq, watch that star. So we, along with Sadiq, watched. Then Imam Isa pointed his index finger into the heaven, commanded a particular star to move so that there would be no doubt in our minds that it didn't. And I must say that I am a witness to that miracle. That star did move back and forth as Imam Isa waved his finger back and forth. The few of us afterwards turned one to another in awe because we all witnessed it together. There is no doubt in our minds. There was no doubt in our minds thereafter. Now, they didn't say no doubt that he was Belshazzar, this, that, and the other, but there was no doubt in their mind that he was sent. So why is it that I moved the whole universe and niggas still got doubt? They don't have doubt. These are fallen angels.
The sun hurls through space. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And so now that we know that the sun hurls through space, we know that the universe must hurl through space, or at least very literally the solar system. And it's what we call space for layman's terms. You dig? The cosmos, if you want to call it that. You can look all of this up. I keep telling y'all this, and y'all think I'm just saying that. You can look at it. It's not a theory. It's proven. The entire solar system is constantly moving. That's how we're able to even merge with another star system like Andromeda in the first place. That's why they're even talking about that. Which, by the way, is a 2% chance. Okay? It's a 2% chance for people that don't know. All right? That's the first thing. All right? Now that we know that he's not required in order for this event to occur. It's ever occurring. And even the earth is a product of its occurrence or its movement and flow. Thus, right? This doesn't make any sense. Now let's listen to this clip from Baba Yanun, right? To see if this story that he just said that he read about in this book and whatnot actually stands up to scrutiny.
The story of Jesus, the Christian concept of it, did not exist. The concept of a star traveling across the sky, and God knows I think we went weeks ago, right? They saw the star of Bethlehem, the wise men. Impossible. You know why? Because stars do not stop and go. When you look up at a star, it is already gone. Do some research. When you look up at the stars at night, they are not there. You're seeing a tail or reflection where they have moved on. If anybody does any study, they'll find that to be a fact. You understand? So ain't no star could have guided those three wise.
And at the end of the day, right, what Yanun was going to say right after that, I cut it off right before he said it. He was going to say, no, stars don't do that, but crafts can do that. As in a kabad or a sham can do that. You dig? Then we got to ask ourselves, if he's commanding these stars, quote unquote, in the name of Amun Rayay, which is not an ancient term, for one, and two, that's the English language we use it. When we gonna put two and two together?
This is Pad Nabab Yanun on Savior's Day. Alright? As you can see, he has a look of encouragement and passion in his eyes. He looks like he's ready to win. Looks like he's giving some great words unto his followers, the Nuwapians of Tamaray. Yes, he indeed looks like he's exuding open body language. And he looks like he's enjoying himself here in this photo. I wanted to make note of that because we have this other photo from Rektu, who regurgitates all of my messages the incorrect way. This photo here, this is the main reason why Amun Rayay has followers. It actually begat the claim that he knew Baba Yanun, but in this picture we can see he does not indeed know Baba Yanun. Amun Rayay has his arm wrapped around Yanun. Yanun has both of his arms flat to his side. He's looking for the exit. Body language says Yanun doesn't want to be in this photo. He doesn't know this man, but he knows his energy very well. He wants to get away. Of course, you could say that this is just speculation or I'm making this up, but I mean, we study body language. We study eye movement. In fact, Dr. York taught us about eye movement. There's an ancient book, one of the guidance from the masters, where he shows that very look that he has on his face and what it actually means. He doesn't want to be there at all. And if we look at this photo here, these photos rather, we'll see that Dr. York tends to have a big grin on his face when he's around people that he knows or people with good energy. You dig? Well-intentioned people. He knows their energy, so he can smile. He doesn't feel uncomfortable. He doesn't feel like these people will betray him. Not to say that they didn't. Not to say he's always correct. Simply just some things to think about and pay attention to. People make claims and don't get evidence for them. We got to go ahead and get on their ass.